Welcome back to Weekend Today. We're coming up to a new hour. 2023 is looking likely to be a referendum year for our nation, with Indigenous Australians Minister Lindy Burney telling Nine newspapers legislation for a voice to Parliament is set to be introduced in March. Let's bring in today's talkers, Queensland Senator Matt Canavan and Fowler MP Di Lee. Happy New Year to you both. First of all,
Happy New Year to everybody.
Let's go to Queensland. Matt, if legislation is passed, a referendum could be held as early as August. Do you believe this is likely?
Well, I just think bring it on. There's been enough talk about this, and it's time to let the Australian people have their say. The Nationals Party, which I'm a part of, does not think we should change our constitution to introduce a level of division among race lines. I think our constitution works really well where it treats every Australian as equal. But let the Australian people decide. I just hope the government makes sure that the referendum is held in a balanced and fair way. There has been some attempts already by this government to tilt the playing field in favour of the yes case, which it clearly is trying to impose on the Australian people. In the budget this year, it gave tax deductible status to a group that is in favour of constitutional recognition for Indigenous Australians, in favour of the voice, but it did not do so to another group on the opposition. So I just hope the government doesn't try and play silly buggers here and treats this fairly, because it should be up to the Australian people, not for the government to impose a constitutional change on the people.
It could be a landmark year depending on this decision. Di, Minister Burney believes Australia will be ready for change. Do you agree?
Look, I think our community is very adaptable. For my Fowler community, obviously, we need to know the details of the legislation. We don't have the details yet. But obviously, from my perspective, as a multicultural community, would this piece of legislation also enable the voice for our multicultural community? So I don't know yet. And in any kind of legislations, we'd like to actually know the details before we obviously, and take it back to the community. My community, more than 50% of the population speak another language other than English. And so therefore, that's going to be something that we have to make sure that the government gets that information to our community.
All right, absolutely. Let's move on now. Millions of Australians have rung in the new year in spectacular style overnight, with fireworks displays lighting up skies in each state. Di, it was the first time in 2 years we've been able to celebrate restriction-free. Now, there are probably a few sore heads around your neck of the woods this morning.
Well, we actually had our own, Fairfield City Council put our own show, fireworks, and it was amazingly successful. I think we had more people coming than we expected, and the crowd enjoyed a wonderful night locally. They didn't have to go into the crowd in the city, but obviously there were crowds everywhere last night, no doubt. And but we had a wonderful celebration put on by our council. So, and we, over 10,000 people gathered in our Fairfield Showground at our Fairfield Showground. So,
so far, Di, no major updates in regards to any major bad behaviour anywhere, which is fantastic to be at this time of the morning and have that kind of news with us. But let's move to other news now. Online dating website eHarmony has revealed more people will log on to their service today than any other of the year, with traffic set to peak between 6 and 10 p.m, while messages between members increases by a third in January. Back to Matt. The website puts surge in demand down to people wanting to make positive life changes once party season ends. It's a good way to start afresh, I guess.
Absolutely. Look, I wish all those looking for love good luck. Fortunately, I'm not one of them. I'm quite happily married, so I won't be logging on this morning. But look, hopefully New Year brings new luck to people looking for love in their life. All the best to them.
Di, what about your advice for those looking for love in 2023?
Look, I don't know about dating apps. I mean, I've got friends who are using dating apps, but look, I just wish them, a year filled with success, optimism. But I think, we've heard so many stories about dating apps and the danger of that. And I do hope people find love for 2023. Yes. Wishing them a year filled with love.
Absolutely. Well, Di, Matt, thank you so much for joining us this time of the morning on the first day of the year. Have a fantastic 2023. We look forward to catching up with you again real soon.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
All right. It's a